Yes, my name is Reimund Bieringer. I'm from the Catholic University of Leuven, Belgium, from the Dutch-speaking and English-speaking university, and I'm the Vice Dean for Research of the Faculty of Theology.
Okay, and so my first question would be, so what do you think, what is the main purpose for choosing Lviv and Ukrainian Catholic University for this year General Assembly of FUCE?
Well, I think this is an ideal place because it actually brings the rectors and the representatives of the Catholic universities of Europe to a part of Europe that is in Western Europe very often and in Southern Europe not so well known. But it has a great historical and cultural tradition and also a very strong form of Christianity that we are very happy to encounter here. And I think it is a place of great intellectual exchange, and it is above all, a very new university, and it still has the inspiration and the strength of the new beginnings. And so it is very good to see here in a young university a vibrancy that sometimes maybe one is looking for in older universities. My own university was founded in 1425, so we have several centuries of tradition. We always try to reinvent ourselves, and so in that sense we also have some of that energy, but it's very good to see it in the new buildings and the young people who have responsibility in this university.
Okay, and is it your first visit to Ukraine and to Lviv? Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
What are your particular impressions on our university, on our city?
It is indeed my first visit to Ukraine and my first visit to this beautiful city of Lviv. I of course only arrived yesterday afternoon, and the ride from the airport to the city was fairly long and a lot of traffic and a lot of rain, but today the sun is out, so we see both of the sides of this part of the country. My impressions are very positive. The people are very hospitable, and especially here at this Catholic university it's wonderful to be able to share the same faith.
What do you think, what is the purpose for choosing this particular theme for this year General Assembly, and how would you evaluate its proceeding, and did it meet your expectations?
Yeah, so humanization and the contribution of Catholic universities to the humanization of the world, I think was selected because people see more and more that in many societies the human person is actually in danger. People speak about a dehumanization, and so it is very important that we stop and we reflect on what can be the contribution of Catholic universities. We had an excellent paper this morning and 3 reactions to this paper, and in my small group, I was in the French-speaking group, we had also some very good additional reflections, and also I just come now from the General Assembly, which I find extremely stimulating. Very often this procedure doesn't quite work so well, and it's kind of everybody is not so happy about a superficial discussion, and people might even be inclined to fall asleep, but this is not the case here this afternoon. There are many concrete suggestions that people are making, and I think this really, as we are speaking here, there is a very concrete development going on of a common project that this group wants to take up and wants to work at how Catholic universities can contribute, for example, at the understanding of the human person, at philosophical and theological anthropology, and also very concrete questions of what do our students need, that Catholic universities should be more inclined to take seriously the culture of the students and what do they really need. And I think that reflection is going on as we speak. So I'm very happy and very pleased about the proceedings of the conference.
Thank you very much. And now we find ourselves at the FUCE, and as you know, this is the unique and the only Catholic university on the territory which was dominated by Soviet regime. So what is your opinion in this context? So how would you define its role and mission in social and church life of Ukraine and as well of broader European community?
Well, I think that, of course, after communism, probably each of the newly independent countries of the former Soviet Union almost has to reinvent itself. And I think that the Catholic community has a lot to contribute to this. And I'm seeing that this is has already a tradition, and this university, from what I understand, has made a very important contribution both inside the church and also for the Ukrainian society, but I understand that there is still a lot to do and a lot that can be contributed. I was, for example, yesterday contacted by somebody from here who wants to start discussions about starting, like maybe in the future, very, very early discussions, of course, university clinics and a medical faculty, which I think could contribute greatly to this country. Of course, when one looks around, one still sees in some of the structures and architecture the continuation, you could say, the echoes of the Soviet era, and I think that some of that also will be overcome by the help of this university. Another aspect that I find is extremely important, and that I can also say is a contribution of the Ukrainian students in my own faculty of theology in Belgium, in the Catholic University of Leuven, that namely they help us to understand that Catholicism is a very diverse community of different churches. In the West, people only know the Latin Church. And if we meet people from the Greek Catholic community in Ukraine, we are reminded that in fact there are different ways of being Catholic, and that you can actually have the Orthodox liturgy, the Byzantine liturgy, you can actually have married priests, and we still all belong to the same church. And I find that for myself very important to see the unity and diversity of the church, and I think this is also one of the contributions for this conference of this university.